getting notifications on your phone can be distracting when you're in the middle of doing something. To deal with this, researchers have looked for ways to delay notifications until you finish your current task. But even with these strategies, many people still check their notifications while they're supposed to be focused on something else. Thus, our first research question is: what are smartphone users' motivations for interacting with notifications when they are performing another, primary task? Research question 2. What factors trigger or influence such motivations? We did a study where we asked 34 people about why they check their smartphone notifications, even when they're in the middle of doing something else. We asked them to keep a diary, and then we interviewed them about their experiences. From their answers, we came up with a framework that shows 12 different reasons why people interact with notifications at different times. While they're doing a task, before they start a task, or after they finish a task. We call it the Human Notification Interaction Framework. There are 4 main motivations why participants interact with notifications after the primary task. 1. Ensuring the progress and quality of the primary task. Most people said they wanted to check their notifications after finishing a task to make sure they didn't mess up the task they were doing. 2. Ensuring enough resources and time for handling notifications. Another reason why people check their notifications after finishing their main tasks is to give themselves more mental energy and time to handle them. 3. Leaving things for passing the time or avoiding boredom later. Another reason why people read notifications after finishing their main task is that they do not relate to either the task or the notifications. Instead, they choose to keep the notifications unread until they have some free time, so they can use it to fill their idle time. 4. Leveraging break time as personal time for reinvigoration. Lastly, some participants said that they group all the notifications that are personal, not related to work, and delay responding to them until their private time, especially after a long and tiring workday. This helps them refresh and energize themselves. There are also 4 main motivations why participants interact with notifications during the primary task. 1. Establishing accountability, responsibility, and a proactive attitude. Our participants said that they needed to check their notifications often because their work involved other people, and not responding quickly could cause problems like delaying others' work or making mistakes. So they would check their phones every so often to make sure they hadn't missed anything important, and they worried that they might have missed something urgent. 2. Sustaining connectedness with one's social network and the wider world. Many people said that they had another reason for their behavior, and it was because they were afraid of missing out on something. For example, P24 commented on her desire to take part in her friend's chat group, despite its overwhelming number of notifications.
It's a feeling of convergence, a feeling like my friends are around me.
3. Pursuing the feeling of being productive during the primary task period. We noticed that some people were switching between different tasks and notifications because they wanted to feel productive by making progress on multiple things at the same time. They said that doing this made them feel like they were using their time effectively. They especially mentioned feeling this way when their main task didn't require a lot of attention. If they didn't divide their attention and work on other things during these moments, they felt like they weren't using their time well. 4. Leveraging stimulation and replenishment to enhance productivity on the primary task. The 4th reason why participants checked their notifications was to get some stimulation and feel more energized, which would help them be more productive when they were feeling bored, tired, or found their main task dull. Even though they knew the notifications weren't necessarily fun, they saw them as a way to find different and sometimes surprising things that could help them refresh their minds. Last but not least, there are 4 main motivations why participants interact with notifications before the primary task. 1. Pushing the progress of other tasks in parallel with the primary task. Several participants said they like to answer all the messages that require their reply before they start working on their main duties. They do this because they want to help others move forward with their work. For example, P13 said,
I couldn't reply to these messages when I was having my meal. So I replied to all of them before I started eating, and then my friends could reply to me while I was eating, and then I could reply to them after I finished.
2. Planning the rest of the day. Some people said they like to check their notifications before they start working on something. They do this because they want to plan how to use their time for the day. These people also like to be efficient with their time and make sure they're using it well for all their tasks. 3. Reducing suspense to focus on the upcoming task. Some people said they check and deal with all their notifications to feel relieved and able to focus on their main work without worrying about what they might be missing. They do this especially when they know they'll be busy with their main task for a while and won't have a chance to check their phone. They just want to make sure they're not forgetting anything important. 4. Creating a smooth transition into the upcoming task. Finally, some people said they check their notifications before starting a task to prepare themselves mentally for what's ahead. They consider this as a time to adjust their mindset and get ready for the upcoming task. They see this as a way to transition smoothly into their next task, just like P26 mentioned.
I am clever when I am working, but my brain is blank and operates slowly when I am not working. Like I put it in the diary that day, I ate my breakfast in my office and read some notifications to help me enter that working state in the morning.
On a broader level, the results highlight the importance of not regarding notifications monolithically as disturbances. In fact, they are often sought by users hoping to protect their task performance, to optimize utilization of time, and to pursue personal well-being. We also argue that the before-the-task timing, though long neglected by researchers and practitioners, is associated with a distinct set of user motivations for reading notifications, and therefore deserves considerably more attention. We also have some ideas on how to use the motivations to create specific design suggestions, which we explain in our paper. For more information, please refer to our paper.